Can I please ask everybody in the room to turn their mobile phones off or put them on silent? Hello and welcome to Nizhny Novgorod in Russia, the stage of the 2021 Basketball Champions League Final 8. We are here for the official pre-game press conference of the Thursday quarterfinals, which of course finds the four next teams that will enter the battle for the title, battling in the quarterfinals. We have with us the head coaches in the first part. We have with us the head coaches of the four competing teams. In the second part, we will have with us the captains of each of the teams. Can I please remind you that the accredited media can ask questions through the Zoom session, those of you who are logged on to Zoom to follow the press conference. And after we conclude the round of questions in English, we will have a very brief round of questions in the local language. So without further ado, let me please present to you the four head coaches of the competing teams. On the left of your screens, we have with you Lenovo Tenerife head coach Tsus Vidoreta. Welcome, Mr. Vidoreta, to Nizhny Novgorod.
Hello.
Next to him, we have SIG Strasbourg head coach Lassi Tuovi. Welcome.
Thank you.
On the other side of the trophy, we have the Hapoel Unet-Credit Holon head coach Stefanos Dedas. Welcome.
Hello to everyone.
And last but not least, on the right of your screens, we have the Hereda San Pablo Burgos head coach, Joan Peñaroya. Welcome, coach.
Hello.
So we will start with some questions, obviously from left to right. So we will start with head coach Vidoreta, the head coach of Lenovo Tenerife. The first question for you, coach, is your team dominated the season so far in the BCL in the statistics. You had the best offensive rating, 121 points per 100 possessions, the highest effective field goal percentage, the highest free throw shooting percentage, and so on. The question is this enough? Is this dominance in the statistics enough to win the title, and does it make you favorites in tomorrow's game?
Not at all. We have here 8 different teams and the same chances to win. The past was great for us this season in the Spanish League and also in the BCL, but now is a totally different competition. It's a win or die, and we have the same options, 8 teams.
Thank you, coach. The first question for Mr. Tuovi. Mr. Tuovi, you're playing against one of, if not the most established club in this competition, certainly one of the most established clubs. Who've participated in 5 times in this competition. They've won it once. Is the role of the underdog for your team something you're going to use to inspire your players tomorrow?
Well, of course, we respect them highly because the way they played this year in both competitions, it's something that they earned the respect. On the other hand, I think we have been the underdogs all season, also in France and lately the results against AEK, Telecom in our group, who were here, last year in the final 8. I think we can enjoy this moment and give them the favorite spot.
Thank you very much, coach. First question for Coach Dedas. Coach, it is the first appearance for Holon in the Final 4 or Final 8 tournament since they joined the BCL. You've been with this club for some time now, since last year. So can you tell us honestly if this is something that the club, this is a goal that you had from the start of the season to reach this point, or you have sort of exceeded your expectations?
No, for sure, for us was main target was to to qualify from the first round that the team so far didn't make it. That was their main goal. But since we will keep winning and we were hungry and we saw we can do something more, some important wins, especially away, gave us the opportunity to be here tonight and today for this event. And now we feel even more hungry for this. We want to continue doing some good things in this competition. We are excited and I can say very motivated because we play against the last champion. So at the beginning, at least, it's all package looks fantastic for us.
Thank you very much, Coach. First question for Coach Peñarroya, the coach of the reigning champions. Coach, 9 months ago in Athens, you were the surprise package, the team that came from the qualifiers. Now you are the reigning champions, so they say that the champions are the team everybody wants to beat. Does this change the psychology of the team and the way you will talk to your players about the game tomorrow?
No, man. We are very happy to be here, and now it's a new competition. It's not on the start of the season; it's to the end of the season, but it's the new competition. And sure, we will fight a lot to achieve with it in Athens.
Thank you, Coach. Let me go back to Coach Vidoreta. Coach, your team has much more size than Strasbourg have. You have bigger players. You have bigger centers to begin with. Strasbourg plays more of the perimeter. Are you maybe concerned that their style of play will be a bit of a problem for your team? They might surprise you in some way.
This league is not for the big size players. Then, okay, it's a question. We are clear, and if we can play with a good condition against the small players they have, this league is more for small players, then we could have a chance. But if not, it will be very difficult because I think that this is a European competition, but we play with more American rules.
Thank you, Coach. Coach Tuovi, a related question for you. You have the best steal-to-turnover ratio in the competition so far. To what extent does your perimeter defense, will your perimeter defense determine the outcome of the game, in the sense that is it going to be crucial for you to make life difficult for them on the perimeter with active hands, forced turnovers, and so on?
Well, overall, I think in this kind of a competition, the team who plays with their strengths will win the games. We have pure our strengths. We are not maybe the most talented team tomorrow's game, but the things we have done well this year, earlier in the competition, will give us an opportunity to win if we execute those. And on the other hand, we have very talented teams, so if we let them play their basketball, they are the favorites and they can win the game.
Thank you, Coach. Coach Dedas, Holon play a very particular style. You have a very particular style of play as a team. You play 5 men out. You play at your own pace always. To which extent do you think that this makes you more unpredictable as a team and therefore a more difficult opponent for the champions?
For sure, this type I played them in last years. I know it's difficult for opponent. This is our target in every game, to put them out of their habits. And, a lot of weapons, but we will try to make it simple. And one more time, show our strengths, cover our weaknesses. And if God wants, maybe we can have a good game on the end. We will see.
Thank you, Coach Dedas. Coach Peñarroya, second question for you. The roster has almost not changed since Athens. You've added Maxim Salas, but otherwise it's the same roster that won the Cup 9 months ago. But the question is, you're much better on defense. That's what the stats say, that you have a better defensive rating than you did last year. But are you also a better team than you were in September, you think?
I hope. I think our basketball improved in the the last 8 months. But sure, Holon improve, Tenerife improve, Strasbourg improve. It's different moment, and the balance is the most important. Play well in defense, but play well in offense. Tomorrow, play against the different style, you said, and it's a very difficult game for us, but it's exciting for play tomorrow.
Thank you very much, Coach. We'll now field some more questions from the room.
First of all, congratulations to all of you for making it to the final 8. Coach Vidoreta, we'll also start with you. Coach Tuovi next to you says that he's a big fan of your work and admires a lot that you've done with Tenerife. Do you have any kind of advice for him, because he's the youngest coach right here? Maybe not about the game tomorrow, but just the general.
No, they play very well. I don't need to say something that congratulate them for his job this season. And we know as many years ago, and we play against the first season, who was in this moment the assistant coach of Vincent Collet. Then we have a great references about him now with Sasu Salin. Then he is showing us that he is a great coach, because it's the first time in Strasbourg he's in the final 8.
Coach Tuovi, how many hours of footage did you watch of Tenerife playing? Because you said that you're a big fan of their offensive movement.
No, of course. I need to say that they play Sundays and we have Sundays free most of the time. So it's a good day to spend time with good basketball because of Sasu also. But of course, it's a like I said, it's a modern basketball, bringing in something you don't see every day in the European basketball, and that got me 4 years ago. And as I said before, it's not surprised that there's also common things we try to execute and learn from them. And I don't calculate the hours. We work every day, all the time. But I think our team is prepared. On the other hand, I would like to say that this competition is different compared to the previous years, because we are living this pandemic time, and the schedule they had last weeks, we played 4 games in 8 days, changes everything. The preparation is maybe not so important as the health of the day, and that will also be big thing for tomorrow's game.
Yeah, on that note, we are moving to Coach Dedas. Holon are known for their extremely short rotation. You play with, 8 guys all season long. How much energy is there left in your team, especially after just finishing the Balkan League as the champions?
Oh, for sure. We know this from the day one. We built this team that we're gonna have short rotation. I think on the knockout games it's advantage, because even if my players have 0-10 in the beginning, I have to leave them to play, and maybe they will score on the end, the crucial. So this will give confidence comparing to the other teams that they use a longer rotation. If we talk about a playoff series, for sure it will be very difficult for us. But in 40 minutes, on a good day, maybe opponent also not so good day, we can do something. I think it's advantage that now we come to this point. We will see. After the game, I will tell you if I need more players next year.
Thank you, very nice of you. Coach Peñarroya, I don't want to jinx you and I don't want you to search for me, but nobody has defended the title in the BCL. Is this the point of emphasis for you? Was it talked about in the locker room to stay focused and not take anything for granted?
No, but for us to be here one more time is a new success for the club, for the country, for the players, for me, and yes, we are the championship, but our desire is someday, another time, play the final and play the good final. But first, step by step, tomorrow we have a difficult game against Holon.
Thank you. We have one more round of questions in English first. From Diario de Burgos, the local newspaper of Burgos, for Coach Dedas. What do you fear the most from San Pablo, from Burgos?
What I fear most, the fact that they have a lot of players, that anybody can be factor during the game. Also, at the same moment, some good name cannot have contribution. So we need to be prepared for everybody. Okay, everybody talk about Benite and McFadden off screen, 3 points, stop them, attack them. Yeah, for sure, basic. But the longer roster, which can show some X factors that maybe you don't expect or you expect less than the other. So this is what mostly I worry. Whatever happen, it will not be surprise. But we have to be careful to adjust on the long roster to see which player is hot or which player is not so good. We have to make really good adjustments.
Thank you. The next question is from Jean Peñarroya again from Diario de Burgos, and let me remind the accredited media first.
Situations, Maggie or Harris, Miles is a amazing 3-point shooter, and the rhythm. The most important, I think, for tomorrow is the rhythm. We need to control the rhythm in our defense, our rebound, and we are ready to play a hard game.
Thank you, Coach. We have one question for each of Coach Vidoreta and Coach Tuovi. Coach Vidoreta, for you first. Your club is the most experienced club in this competition, in the BCL, and you personally, you won the title in 2017, of course, in the Final Four. So can you tell us if there is one secret that you know now because of your experience that your opponents don't know because they don't have experience of this?
No. I said before that the things could happen during the regular season, during the playoffs, are past, of course, all the other things. Even our title 5 years ago is past because only my staff and Aaron Dornekam, who is coming back, repeats from this title. Then we have a good roster, we have a good team, we are very happy to be here, but we don't have any advantage here.
Thank you. Next question for Mr. Tuovi. You're the only team that made it here despite starting the playoffs with 3 losses in as many games. Then you went on to win the next 3 games. Does this mean that you are now a better team than you were in March? Or you were just unlucky in those first 3 games and you lost?
Well, of course, we had a difficult start. We had some injuries also. We were not complete in the games, but it was also a wake-up call. I would say that the last 3 games we played our best basketball this season, and this we need to take to our backpack. It's sure that this is the 4th do-or-die game in a row. We already had another leg over the edge, and we are still playing our playoffs. This is a game 4 for us, and I think this should be on the court too tomorrow because it's not first time that we know it's in or out.
Thank you, Coach. We have this has concluded the questions in English. We have one question in Spanish, please. If I can ask Mr. Peñarroya. ¿Cree que su equipo está más preparado para ganar ahora que en Atenas?
No, son momentos diferentes. Ya afirmaría que estuviéramos igual que estuvimos en Atenas porque eso significaría que nos va muy bien. Momentos diferentes de la temporada, todos hemos pasado diferentes situaciones y empieza una nueva competición en la que hay que ganar 3 partidos para acabar campeón, pero sin pensar más allá del siguiente partido que tenemos, que es el más importante. De nada sirve pensar en siguientes partidos si no superas el de mañana, con lo cual creo que llegamos bien, llegamos sin lesionados, que eso es lo más importante para nosotros.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you very much. This concludes the first part of the pre-game press conference for Thursday's quarterfinals. In the second part, which will start shortly, the captains of the 4 teams will be with us. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Best of luck to all of you tomorrow. And we'll join you back shortly for the second part of the press conference. Thank you. Welcome back to Nizhny Novgorod for the second part of our pre-game press conference for Thursday's quarterfinals. In the first part, we had with us the head coaches of the four teams. Now, in the second part, we have with us the captains of each of these teams. Let me remind all the accredited media that they can raise their hand on the virtual session and on Zoom, and this way they can get to ask a question. We'll first field the questions here from the room. And then they have the floor will be open for them to raise their hand on Zoom and ask questions. Just first in English, and then after the English part is done, we can field also some questions in the local language. So let me first introduce from you, from left to right. Sorry, Lenovo Tenerife captain Marcelinho Huertas. Welcome, Marcelinho. Next to him is Strasbourg captain Deandre Lansdowne. Welcome, Deandre. On the other side of the trophy, we have Hapoel Unet-Credit Holon captain Guy Pnini. Welcome, Guy. And on the right side of your screens, we have Hereda San Pablo Burgos captain Vitor Benite. Welcome, gentlemen. We will start immediately with the first question for Marcelinho. Marcelinho, Tenerife came in this tournament as favorites in the mind of many people, but you're someone who likes to study the game. And do you personally think that it's enough for you, for your team, to only focus on your game and execution and don't try to adapt to Strasbourg in any way?
No, I think this is... Hello, it's working. I don't know if it's the right thing to do, you know. I think they have a very good team. First of all, I don't think we have to think us as favorites. We have to prove that on the court. And, you know, I think everyone that is here today have the same chances. You know, when you play a competition like this, when it's a knockout round, there's many factors that can affect the game, and you know, circumstances can change real quick. So you have to be ready for every scenario. So I think we have to focus, of course, in our game, but at the same time, we have to prepare well to play against Strasbourg. You know, we have to watch film and follow the game plan. And I think every little detail can make a difference in the end. So I think, you know, we have to focus on ourselves, but also know who we play against and, you know, their strengths and the weaknesses as well.
Thank you very much. First question for Deandre. Deandre, your team pulled off a great comeback in these playoffs, starting from three losses in as many games. And as someone whose basketball career went through some incredible twists and turns early on, I wonder if this way of beating the odds is something that you personally and the team feel comfortable with.
Yeah, a little bit. I think we definitely started the playoff round off on a tough note. You know, we had some injuries, like Coach had said, and then coming back, you know, 3-0 on the second part of the round was, you know, like he said as well, probably our best basketball. So we try to use that as a confidence and bringing that moving forward. And you know, we've played against a lot of good teams. I think a lot of people kind of doubted us at times, but we continue to stick to our game plan, stick to our identity, and stay confident between ourselves. And that's really helped us moving forward.
Thank you very much. Now, moving on to Guy. Guy, you have a long career, obviously. You've played for many clubs, for the Israeli national team, but you've been with Holon for 3-4 years now. So I wonder, as someone who has developed a bond with a club, can you maybe explain to an international audience what being here at this Final Eight means for Holon as a club?
First of all, we are very proud and excited to be in this event. For me, it's my fourth season in this club. And from the first moment I came to this team, the main goal was Europe, to make progress in the European Champions Cup. And I'm very happy that this season we managed to make this goal. And the last 3 years, things didn't go our way, and we are very proud that this season we made it.
Thank you. Moving on to Vitor now. Vitor, you were in the exact same position 9 months ago in Athens, but circumstances were different. Nobody was expecting from you to go all the way. It was not demanded of you. Now you're the champions, so expectations are different. Do you think it's easier it was easier for you back then to play without this weight on your shoulders, or it doesn't really change that much?
Well, I think it does change a little bit. The mindset, it's always, I think, a little bit easier when you go in a competition and nobody expect that much. But we as a team, we know that back then we could accomplish and we can do it again. Now it's all about, like Huerta said, you know, there's a lot of factors to go into the court and play in a tournament like that you cannot lose. So every little detail. We hope this guy on my right doesn't make as much clutch shots as we saw it. But it's a good situation to be in. We just don't have to feel this pressure as being champions. Just play our game and focus on what we have to do.
Thank you very much. Now moving on to the other Brazilian on the panel, Marcelinho. Second question for you. You personally had a different role this season. You played fewer minutes than the previous year. Sometimes you came off the bench. Do you feel that this strategy will pay off now in the business end of the season, and you will arrive with more energy for this final eight and the Liga Endesa playoffs later?
Well, I think this year we have a much deeper roster, and like you said, I think a lot of players that played a lot of minutes last season this year didn't have to play as much, and maybe we will get to the end a little fresher, and that can give us that extra energy we need to win important games. We can't lack energy towards the end of the season, and now of course we have no excuse back then, and we have no excuse back now. So we just got to prepare. I think we have a very solid team. I think our strength is the unity, because we have a very deep team, and we just got to use this as a strength.
Thank you. DeAndre, second question for you is, to what extent are you aware of the reputation that Tenerife have in the BCL and in the Spanish League? And how much have you seen of them to know for yourself whether this reputation is justified or not?
It's huge. I mean, you see where they're placed at in the Spanish League, and probably arguably the best league, domestic league in Europe, and so it shows how well this team is. And like you said, they're a very deep roster, so they got a lot of guys who can do a lot of different things, and we understand the style of basketball that they play, and it's as we all know, very good basketball. So it's something that you have to be prepared for. You have to always be mentally engaged defensively, and also you just got to play with confidence and enjoy playing a good basketball game.
Thank you. Guy, question for you is, when you watch film of Burgos, how much difference does it make to you to know that they're the reigning champions, or you just watch Benitez shooting, whatever, and this is what you focus on? Is it something that you keep at the back of your minds, that you have to dethrone the champions, basically?
First of all, we have a lot of respect to Burgos. They are still the champions of this competition. We all know that their strength is not individual skills. They play like a machine, and we need to stop it in our ways. In the other way, we have a lot of confidence in our team. We had a great season in the European competition and also in the domestic league. So we need to play our game, our way, and we will put everything on the floor to try to be the champions.
Thank you. Vitor, second question for you is, even before the COVID-19 era, we used to say in basketball that it's harder to repeat than to win the title the first time. So after everything you personally and the rest of the team have been through in the past months, do you think that's true? And what is the mental process that you have to follow now to get your mind off of that and focus on the task at hand?
Yeah, I think it's true. I think it's true because when you get into a situation that you're the champions, I mean, it's normal to see other teams doing an extra effort to beat you. And I think during the whole season was kind of like this, and it was good for us because we had to learn to compete in this way. But in the end, when you get here, I think all the teams, they're prepared to win it, and they have the talent and the mindset to win it. So I think if you put on the energy, I think everybody's going to match up the energy. some little details on how you work the game, how you process the game plan that can make a difference. But I mean, if you want to repeat it, you got to do something extra, something different. It's going to be a challenge for us, and let's see if we're ready for it.
Thank you. We'll now open the floor to some questions from the room, and then we'll move on to questions from Zoom.
Hi guys, welcome. Marcelino, we'll start with you. Is the bad experience of Athens last year somewhere in the back of mind, like some extra motivation for you guys not to crash and burn in the quarterfinals again?
Well, first of all, I don't think we have to think this as it was something horrible. You know, making to the final 8 is, I think, everyone is proud to be here. We know how hard we had to work to be here. So, you know, it doesn't mean if you don't win, you're a loser. I think you have to analyze the facts, and you know, of course, you have to learn from the mistakes from the past and try to move on. And when you have the next chance, try not to repeat it. You know, and this is why we're here again, and we try to learn from the defeat we had last year. We played against a great team that had a great game against us, Zaragoza. That's here again. And you know, we just have to focus on what we can control right now, and you know, don't let like outside effects affect our game in this competition this year. So we just have to be confident. You know, like everyone said, we're here for something. We deserve to be here, and you know, enjoy the moment and be ready for the challenge.
DeAndre, Dimi mentioned your up and down personal path. What happened between 2011 and 2015? Tell the story to the people, because I don't think a lot of people know it. And how grateful are you to be at an event like this after going through what you did?
I won't give a long version, because I think it usually ends up feels like it gets longer and longer every single time. But you know, after I finished college, I just never had any opportunities. I was a guy who played at second division college, had a great career, and it just didn't seem to work out. And so I ended up putting the shoes in the closet, trying to get a normal job, you know, going back to school. And after a while, that just didn't fit for me. You know, I missed the game. I missed being around the game, just being an athlete and everything. And so I decided I'm going to go for it one more time. And I got some, you know, I think if you put your heart and soul into something, they call it luck, but I don't really call it luck. You know, if you put your heart and soul, some things just roll your way. And it just so happened I got an opportunity to play in Mexico, and you know, the rest is history. I've been able to work my way up the ladder since. And you know, every coach and every team I've been a part of, every organization is, you know, trusting in me and giving me an opportunity. And I've tried to never, you know, overlook that, and always never take it for granted. And that's just, you know, kind of who I built myself with. And it's a great opportunity to be where I'm at. You know, this is a great organization with BCL. This is a great thing that they're putting on here with some great teams. And for me, it's just something that I enjoy being able to put part of my basketball career, and you know, just enjoy the moment while I can, and keep on working as hard as I can.
What were you actually working? You were a construction worker or something?
Yeah, I did like overnight work at a home improvement store. So I was doing stock, working with machines, all the labor work.
Really happy for you to be here. Thank you. Guy, you are probably the only team that was able to play in front of fans. So is this an advantage when you come to the arena tomorrow and you actually see people in the stands again?
I don't know if it will be the same atmosphere in our home court, but it's fun. It's fun to play against with the fans, for sure. With our fans, it was our advantage, I think, in the second stage. They push us, they support us, and we miss them. We prefer to play in front of them, but reality that we are here in Russia and we are happy, and I hope it will be our advantage tomorrow.
Victor, a similar kind of question to you. When was the last time you actually played in front of people in the stands?
It's been a while, actually. It was before COVID starts, so last year, February, March, and it's crazy. I mean, everybody knows the fans we have, and how we miss the atmosphere. And I mean, playing here in Russia, just seeing people at the stands, just if they're saying good or bad things to us. I mean, I'm not gonna understand anyway. So, but it's gonna be fine to see something, to change a little bit the environment, and it's something good for the sport and for us for sure.
Thank you. Actually, we'll stay with Vitor because we have two questions for you from the Hereda Burgos. The first one is, how can the experience in Athens help the team to win again?
Well, I think it's we went through some situations to play a semifinal, the quarterfinal. You go to some stress. The only important games bring us. So I think this is experience. This is when you go through that, you're a little bit more ready. But in the end, you got to play the game. Every game starts 0-0. So you got to go all through it again, but we have some experience, I would say.
Thank you. And the second question, Vitor, is again from the Hereda Burgos. Do you think the games lost in Liga Endesa in the last month can affect the team mentally?
Well, I hope not. I mean, in the end, when you lose games, you got to be smart and tough mentally to just overcome, to see what the mistakes were, and I think if you want to win it for the second time this tournament, as tough as it is, well, you got to learn from those situations to play better. It was tough, but I mean it's part of the season, and I think we work on the things we had to.
Thank you, Vitor. We have a question from Vladimir Spivak on Zoom. Can I please ask you, Vladimir, to unmute your phone so you can your device to ask the question?
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, perfect. My question to DeAndre, you guys started the second group stage with a couple of losses and then this basically magical comeback to make it to the final eight. What were your thoughts in the beginning of this stage, and what does it say about your team that you managed to get to this final eight?
I think, like I said earlier in the first part of the stage, we had a couple of injuries, which I feel, kind of threw us off a little bit, but it just shows from the first round to the second round, the character that our team plays with, and how we've been all year, sticking together. Unity has been a big word here, and we played with confidence. We never believed that we were out of it, and we kept telling ourselves every single day, hey, it's not over until it's over, and it was something that we believed the whole time that we were gonna get to the next round, and we just played with that kind of confidence, stuck to our game plans, stuck to the system that coach believes in this team and this group of guys and how we can be successful, and it worked out for us.
Thank you. Any more questions, Vladimir?
My question to guys, sorry, you obviously have and still have an amazing career, and you played against Russian teams a lot, and especially in Russia. Any particular memories when playing against the Russian national team or maybe Russian clubs? Yeah, this is the guy to you.
Can you repeat, please?
Can you repeat the question, please, Vladimir?
I was saying that guy, you've been having and still have an amazing career, and you played on numerous occasions here in Russia. Do you have any particular memories facing the Russian national team, maybe, or any of the Russian clubs?
I have a lot of memories from games against Russian teams and national teams, but always to play here, it's fun. I hope it will be tomorrow also like that, and I believe it will be great atmosphere, and like always, Russia is fun.
Thank you very much, Guy. Are there any more questions on Zoom? Okay, so this concludes the second part of the pre-game press conference for Thursday's quarterfinals. Gentlemen, thank you very much for being with us. Best of luck to all four of you, And thank you.